Hey everybody, welcome to 307 Country. Now we got another Sthil on the bench today. It's an 029 and the report is low compression. Don't know if it runs, don't know nothing about it. Yeah, it ain't very good. So let's pull the pipe off, exhaust off, and see what that looks like. I'm gonna grab some tools, I'll be right back. Alright, we'll pull the exhaust off. This guy runs smaller chain on everything. Well, that sucks. Just lost a friggin' exhaust nut. Man, these things are all kinds of plugged up and baffled off. And let me see if I can find that nut real quick. I'll be back. Alright, well, luckily I found the nuts off of that. So let's go ahead and take a look at this exhaust, or through the exhaust here. Well, let me pull you off there. I'll show you what we're looking at. So there's the exhaust side. Looks pretty good. No major scoring. And there's the intake side. Nothing really messed up over there. So we'll continue into this thing a little bit. Alright. Gotta love them. Okay, what's this little deal? Wow. So, wow, this thing is like, you gotta pull the friggin' handles off to get the top cover off. You gotta pull the whole friggin' thing apart to get the cover off. Well, the plug don't look bad. Alright, well, I'm going to go ahead and start tearing this down. Gonna take the handle off. Yeah, pretty much tear it all apart. I guess I could try to do that on video and you guys can watch me struggle with it. So, I don't know, let's see. I'll take the bar off and we'll go from there. Saw the bar oil was leaking a little bit, so I checked the cap and it was loose. Check this out. That, boys and girls, looks like used motor oil to me. I don't know. Maybe it's bar oil, but it doesn't look like very good oil to me, and it's pretty thin. Yeah. So this is the kind of saw owner that uses motor oil. Interesting. And the cap is stripped out. That's why it wasn't tight. So alright, I'll bring you back in a minute. Alright. Looks like we're going to do a tear down on this. See if we can figure out why it doesn't have any compression. So it looks like everything's, I don't know if these are clamshell or not. I guess I'm about to find out. It probably is. That's why it's all looks a little different than what I'm used to. Let's see. T27, right? Let's see, it looks like that should come out this way. I don't know, intake side looks good too. Very interesting. Well, if nothing else, I'll get to learn how to take a OT9 apart. So I'm trying to basically keep track of where everything goes by, you know, I do this a lot on stuff that I don't, that I'm taking apart for the first time. As many nuts and bolts as possible I will put back where they came from. How's everybody doing? Hope you're doing good. Why don't you Throw it in the comments. Tell me what's going on. How things are going. These are freaking interesting. I don't know. I don't see. This handle is like all one piece. Might be interesting trying to get this off the saw. Well, that came off a lot easier than I thought. Well, I need to get that chain brake handle off, so I guess I got to tear into this cover. Let's see. Well, let's take a picture of this so that I can get it put back together, right? Still sure clip off of here without losing it. Pull the bar off. You guys probably want to get a little closer to this and see, huh? I would think that would just come off of there, but evidently it doesn't. Let me move you in a little closer. Yeah, so this is a clamshell, and it'll be the first one of those I've ever worked on. How that comes off of there, I don't really know. I'm sure somebody's watching the video right now going, don't do that. Well, for now, I'm going to put this back the way it was. And do a little more investigating on how this comes apart. So those two screws go back in that cover. Make sure to put them back in there before I lose them. Alright, let's see. Looks like probably need to pull. So my impulse line, alright, and then we got some wires. Pull those off. Well, it's definitely interesting working on something like this that you've never worked on before. Still don't understand how that comes off. Alright, well, let's see. Looks like the next thing is going to be pull the clutch off. Not sure. Got one screw there. I don't know where the rest of that comes apart. Oh, right there. Let's try that. Okay. So, I'm going to have to pull the flywheel. Oh, let's see. Maybe not. Well, let's try it. Well, broke off my Torx. So it looks like we're taking a break. Alright, well, we took a big break. Finally got the bottom end torn down. That screw that I broke my Torx bit off in, I wound up having to drill the head of that screw off to get at that top end off. And what I found out, like these rings, let me take this one off here. Rings are super worn out. I don't know if you can see the difference in the width. But got some new caber rings. They were actually, ring gap was really tight on them. So I got a file and got the ring gap. First one I did, I took a little much off. It's about a 16 thousandths on the ring gap. But the second one's about 12 thousandths, which is right where it needs to be evidently, according to Aaron Lynch and Chippy and those guys. So anyway, just out of curiosity, let's see what the ring gap is on these old rings. Show you here. Like, that is a huge gap. I probably need tape measure rather than feeler gauges to measure that, or put a whole bunch together to see what that gap is. So that's why this saw was low on compression. Both the rings have a huge gap, so it's losing compression. So let's see. I need to clean up this bottom end. So let me do that real quick. That wrist pin bearing out of there. I'm going to fire up my air compressor, blow this out, and get it all cleaned up somewhat. These saws came from, I had 3 of them. They were bought at an auction in Nebraska. And the guy that got them gave them to a buddy of mine to work on, and he decided to give them to me so that I could do videos on them. So whoever had them that sold them in the auction, they were dirty, like really dirty. We got 2 of them running. The 025 or 026, I guess. I think I did a video on getting that one running, the kill switch working on it. The other one, it was a 360 and needed a top end that had been raw gassed or something. It was shot. So I'm gonna clean these up somewhat. I'm not gonna get carried away. Just it would take me forever, but I'll get the majority of the nasty shit off of them. So, alright, we'll be back in a minute. Alright, well, I'm going to take a break on the video from here. If I put in the rest of rebuilding this saw, it would be another 45-minute long video. So, we'll call her good for here, and I'll come back in the next video and finish it up. So, I really appreciate everybody subscribing and commenting, and I hope everybody's doing good. And we'll see y'all on the next one. 307 out.